Hey y'all, it's Kalia Monique. My first name's Kalia, my middle name's Monique. It's Kalia Monique. Happy New Year's, y'all! I hope 2023 brings all the great reads, all the great vibes, success, and all your dreams come true. All those manifestations find their way to you, and we all find healing and growth in 2023. Yeah, I think that's a solid. I think that's a solid hope for everyone, right? But today we will be talking about my 2023 most anticipated releases. I have 15 releases for you all, and this should go rather quickly. Last year I was really ambitious with this, so I was trying not to be so this year because for the sake of saving money, I think, because literally I was just in the bookstore every time I knew a release was coming out, which means I got other books with that new release. So if anything, this is just my way of trying to save money. Yeah. But also no, because there's still 15 books on this list. Also, ignore that this is sagging. With these nails, I couldn't tighten it anymore. It took way too long to put this on. And I couldn't even take the other one off. So if you also see that one, ignore it. These books will be in the order that they are being released. So let's go. First up, we have Spare by Prince Harry. This one is due to be published January 2023. That's it. It's just January 2023. I'm sure there's a more specific date out there. I just haven't checked. When I know this book is out is when I'm gonna get it. Spare by Prince Harry. This is his memoir. I am so excited for it. I'm so ready. Give me the tea. I want it all. I want to. Where's my drink? I just want to sip that tea. What do you have for me, Prince Harry? His and Meghan's documentary came out on Netflix recently, and I did actually really enjoy it. So I'm very excited to see how he expands on this in his novel. Also, it's called Spare. Oh, my heartstrings. Because, you know, he is the second child, and like spare, like a spare tire. Did he just feel like the spare kid? And I'm just so ready for him to tell us his story. A lot of what I know about him is his marriage to Meghan Markle and how he was very adamant in protecting his wife, and he would say this quote that really stood out to me, which is just that like he didn't want his wife's story to end like his mother, which really hit them heartstrings. And he even expands upon that on the Netflix documentary, and I want to know more about this man because I genuinely knew nothing about him until he married Meghan Markle. So I'm very curious as to what he has to say. I think he has a lot to say. With the documentary, there was like the first few episodes, I was like, oh, they're kind of sugarcoating this. It's very like politically correct. And then as the later episodes came, like I was like, oh no, I'm seeing a bit more of that frustration and kind of anger in the situation popping up. And I'm like, oh, if that's what's in the memoir, that's what I want. I want to know how he's doing. I want to know how he's feeling. Like ultimately with any celebrity, any prince, anybody of like a higher status and like a higher social status, they are ultimately human. So I want to see the humanness in him. And I did hear that he is due to read his own audiobook. So that also is what I really want. I want the audiobook. Is the audiobook being released the second the book is published? I hope so, and I would like that to be true. I want that. I want the physical and the audiobook, please. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. This is Talia Hibbert's new release happening January 3rd, and I'm very, very excited. Y'all know I really do love Talia Hibbert. I read her backlog as like a comfort read, and then I also absolutely loved the Brown Sisters trilogy, the standalone trilogy. It was just so great for me. So I love her newer releases. Her backlog also brings me quite a bit of comfort, and I'm very excited to see this like newly written story. This book follows Bradley and Celine. Bradley is this football star, and Celine is this kind of conspiracy theory enthusiast with a large following on social media. At school, Bradley is very popular, whereas Celine is not so much, which led to Bradley distancing himself from Celine, or at least that's what Celine thinks. And they have this like rivalry, academic rivalry going on, but I'm feeling like it's probably like a rivals to lovers situation going on because hello, Talia Hibbert. Give us what we need. Next up, I have Song of Silver Flame Like Night by Emily Wenzel, due to release in January 3rd. In a fallen kingdom, one girl carries the key to discovering the secrets of her nation's past and unleashing the demons that sleep at its heart. An epic fantasy series inspired by mythology and folklore of ancient China. What secrets? What secrets, sis? I want to know. Expose the demons, let them reign, and save them all. That's like save the world after demons have been set free. Like, is that what I'm getting? Because that's what I want. I'm very excited to like ease back into fantasy. Like, I've been reading fantasy reads, but I want to like read more, so hopefully I will be doing so. I want that balance to be back. Like in 2021 I read mainly fantasy and got my sprinkles of romance, and in 2022 I read mainly romance and got my sprinkles of fantasy. So if we could just balance that out, if we could, like, that would be so great. So great. Please. Again, that one comes out January 3rd. Next up, I have X's and O's by Amy Leah? It's either Amy Leah or Amy Lee. I'm not quite sure. And that is due to release January 10th. And this follows Tara, who is a romance connoisseur. However, she has been dumped plenty. 10 times to be exact, all because she can be quite clingy. And Tara decides that after being dumped 10 times too many, that she will enlist her friend Trevor to help her to reconnect with her exes and hopefully make a second chance romance come true. However, like I said, Trevor's right there along with her, so what you doing there, boo? Does it seem like a friends to lovers to you? Because that's what it's smelling like to me. That's what it's smelling like to me, and I want it. I want it. Please give it to me. Also, Trevor's a firefighter, which, so you can carry me. You can throw. Ooh. Don't get me started now. Next up, I have Really Good Actually by Monica Hasey, and that is coming out January 17th. This one follows Maggie, who is fine. Maggie is totally fine. Her life seems fine, right? I mean, she's keeping up with everything. She's doing good. We're doing great, sweetie, except not so much. There's a lot going down. There's a lot of chaos and turmoil throughout her journey in life, and it is just overwhelming and a lot. I mean, I see you, sis. We can all relate to that experience. And so one thing that really brought me to really want to read this book is actually the blurb at the end. Y'all know how I look at books. Blurb at the end stated, laugh out loud funny and filled with sharp observations. Really Good Actually is a tender and bittersweet comedy that lays bare the uncertainties of modern love, friendships, and our search for that thing we like to call happiness. This just sounds like I'm going to very much relate to the main character, and that is all I want in life. Like, this sounds amazing. I mean, as a young adult, I feel like we can all relate to just like keeping everything looking pretty on the outside, like keep it cute. We got this, keeping things in order, trying to keep up with adulting and adult life, all your social life, romantic life, and work and school and so many different things, and seemingly doing great at it, except that all of it is falling apart from your perspective and you're just trying to hold on. At the end of the year, I always seem to deal with some sort of burnout, and so coming out of that in a new year and reading about someone else kind of experiencing similar feelings of such, it seems quite therapeutic to me. Let me laugh in our mutual trauma. Next up, I have God Killer by Hannah Kaner, I believe, and that one is due to release January 19th. First of all, this one had a very short synopsis, which I appreciate, but there were still only parts of it that I grasped onto, and those parts are that Kissing kills gods for a living, and she enjoys it. Elagos fought in the God War and helped purge the city in 1,000 shrines before laying down his sword. A mysterious quest from the king sends him racing back to the city he destroyed. On the way, he meets a god killer, a little girl, and a I can't say that word, and a littler god, who cannot find out about his quest. He's on a mysterious journey. She kills gods and enjoys it. Like, that sentence alone, she kills gods and she enjoys it. This is her dream job right here. She loves this. She is working in her passion. They come together, apparently. They meet on their paths and their journeys. Okay, a little girl's involved somehow, and an even littler god is there as well. What we about to do? I am intrigued. Yes, please. Also, y'all see that cover? Y'all see that cover, right? Why is it so pretty? I want this on my shelves. I want it on my shelf so bad. It's not a cover buy, but it's low-key a cover buy. I want this on my shelf so bad. Next up, we have The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's literally just memories of people being like, no, get rid of your list. Like, that is just really making me mess up this name, and I'm so sorry for that. But coming out February 1st, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. Also, look at this cover. Why is this so pretty? This one, all I got is the blurb at the beginning, which states, a sumptuous Gothic-infused story about a marriage that is unraveled by dark secrets, a friendship cursed to end in tragedy, and in danger of believing in fairy tales. Ooh, this breathtaking adult debut. Okay, adult debut, hey. This sounds so good. It got me in the, like, Gothic-infused, like, I'm curious. It sounds like a Gothic fairy tale. It sounds like I'm going to be really amazed by the writing. I'm going to be amazed by the characters. Like, it just sounds like a Gothic fairy tale about relationships, romantic or not. Like, I am so ready. Next, I have The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi by S.A. Chakraborty. I have not yet read the Daevabad trilogy, but I really want to read this. It's pirates. That's all I know. She is a pirate, leader of sorts. I don't know to what extent her leadership is, but she is a pirate leader in retirement, so she's older in age, and she's coming back for a final revenge mission or closure mission, something of the sort. I want to know. Female pirate. That's all I knew and cared about, and I want it so bad. Next up, I have Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano, I believe. That's how you pronounce the author's name. If I pronounce, like, any author's names, if I'm pronouncing them wrong, please let me know down below. If you know the pronunciation, that'd be great. That'd be great. This one is due March 28th. William has traumas in his past and burdens of his past, although he is a basketball star now. He did not grow up in a home filled with love. In fact, you might be able to say that he grew up in a loveless home. However, as a basketball star, he was able to put those traumas behind him and meet Celia, who experienced the life that he had always wanted. She seems to be from a great background, loving family, white picket fence, and all the great things. However, when William's past comes back, he struggles to wonder if he wants to bring Celia through all of that. What really drew me to this one was the bottom portion, which stated, vibrating with tenderness, Hello Beautiful is a gorgeous, profoundly moving portrait of what's possible when we choose to love someone, not in spite of who they are, but because of it. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I feel like this one's gonna make me cry. And I need to cry. Like, I mean, I cry a lot, but I would like to know the cries I'm coming into, right? Like, as I'm going into, like, a planned cry. I'm planning this cry. March 28th, I will cry. Next up is The Battle Drum by Sarah El Arifi. This one is due to release March 23rd. I'm excited. I loved The Final Strife. Where that book left off, I need to know. I need to know what's coming next. And And that's all. Again, this is another sequel, so I can't really go into what the second book is about because I will be spoiling the first book. But people are in places that are not the same as other people, and I want them to be back in the same place. I'm so ready. After what we found out in book 1, I am so absolutely ready for book 2 and the journey one of the characters are on to find certain people. Like, I'm so ready. I'm ready. Oh my god. How long I gotta wait? March 3rd, 23rd? Next up, I have Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee. This one is coming out April 11th, and it's by Fonda Lee, so I want to read it. Esther's family was torn apart by the death of her mother and baby brother by a manticore. As she grew older, she joined the King's Royal Muse, who hunt down manticores, and it's about her being a part of the King's Royal Muse and hunting down manticores, the very things that destroyed her family. It's by Fonda Lee. I need it. I want it. Have I finished the Greenbone saga? I have not. Will I? Absolutely. And I will also read Untethered Sky. Is that what this one was called? Ooh, I was right. Go off me. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by this one. I know it's going to pull my heartstrings. I know it's going to make me cry, probably ugly cry. Next up, we have The Blood Gift by N.E. Davenport. This one comes out April 18th, and it is the sequel and the final book in the duology. What is the name of the duology? But this is a sequel to The Blood Trials, which I thoroughly enjoyed. This was a book that made me cry. Surprisingly, I was very surprised by the tears that I shed at the blood trials, especially because I was in public, more specifically at work, and had a meeting in a few minutes. I was like, oh god, what do I do? What do I do now? So I'm very excited to get to the blood gift because of where we left off in the blood trials. I'm like, I want to know. I can't really go into detail about this one because it is definitely a sequel, and so much happened in the first book that if I were to say anything about the second book and what I'll be following in this book, it would absolutely be a spoiler because kind of within the first book was like 2 different books. Or not different books, but it felt like a first book and a first half of a second book, kind of. Like, it was fast in that first book, so it definitely would be a spoiler if I talked about what The Blood Gift is about, so I'm just not. But know that I'm ready, and April 11th, I'll be ready because I'm ready now, and I'll be ready at April 11th, and that is all that I'll be doing. Don't call me, don't contact me, don't even comment on any of my videos. I will not be responding until I have finished this book, okay? I'm so sorry. Wait until after I finished, or just be okay with waiting for me to respond to your comments, and don't comment with anything pressing because I will be focused on the blood gift. That's what I meant. Just don't do anything timely. Don't ask me for anything timely because I'll be focusing on the blood gift because that is my gift. Okay, that is the gift that N.E. Davenport is bestowing upon me. So thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate it so much. Next up is Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. This one comes out May. It comes out May of 2023. I'm so excited. R.F. Kuang is one of my favorite authors at this point. Babel took me above and beyond. So, within the Poppy War, beautiful trilogy, loved it. There was a part at the very beginning of the book, The Poppy War, in which Rain was in school. She was a scholar that I was really like, ooh, I want to learn more about this because I see that you see things that I experienced. I want to hear about, I want that to be expanded upon. Then she made Babel. Babel was that. It was about colonization from the perspective of the colonized. It was about academia as a person of color and the experiences within academia and the alienation you might feel in academia, especially in higher education, and the higher you go in your education, because there's just everything that's like, you're not supposed to be here. And it was just beautiful. It was that extended piece. And then what I wanted more of, and what I feel like people needed more of after Twitter lost their damn minds, and Instagram lost their damn minds is that is more of the character Letty, let's say, because, and you know what Art Kwong is doing across genres. Yellowface depicts two authors. One is a white woman by the name of June Hayward, who is struggling with her writing. She's just having a hard time breaking through those publishing doors, that literary excellence that she's wants to grasp onto. She's far ways from making it there. And then we also have Athena Liu, who is an amazing writer. She has a great idea for a book, which she shares with June. Time passes, and just to find out that Athena has actually died, and June decides to take it upon herself to publish Athena's story as her own, giving no credit to the actual author, who, by the way, is an Asian woman. June is a white woman. She then takes this Asian woman's beautiful work of art, this beautiful novel that this Asian woman wrote, and she passes it off as her own because, I mean, who's gonna stop her? Athena's dead. What's she gonna do? Come at her from the grave? That would be great. But I don't think that's what happens at all. However, after June does receive all of this fame and accolade for a piece that she did not write, someone does actually catch on to her and lets her know that they know what she did. One line that I really loved, it says, Ara Kwong's forthcoming book, Yellowface, is a darkly comic thriller that explores diversity and racism in the publishing industry. Give it to me. Give it to me right now. Please. Yes, I want this. I want this so bad. Next up, and almost to the last one, but next up is Volume 4 of Lore Olympus by Rachel Smith. This one comes out June 6th, and I'm ready. It is the continuation of Hades and Persephone's story through the Lore Olympus storytelling elements. It's a graphic novel. It's the 4th edition of it. I'm just so ready. I'm ready for the pining. I'm ready for the stories, both separately and when they're together. Can we get more of them together? That'd be cool. Because last book, there's a little less of them pining for each other together and more expanding on other characters' stories. I want to see them pine for one another some more. That'd be great. I would really enjoy that. I'm so ready. And this one, like I said, comes out June 6th. I love Lore Olympus is, again, one of those comfort reads for me. The colors, the art, the colors of it all, I just find so beautiful and comforting, even when touching on quite difficult and triggering subjects. I personally still find something about it and something about the way Rachel Smith expresses it and tells the story that feels quite comforting to me. I can't really put a pin on it. Even when dealing with quite triggering topics, it still is done in a way that's like, I don't want to trigger. It's still like, I don't want this to be triggering. It's just something that does need to be discussed. And I want you to seek help. And I want you to seek help from those around you and professional help. I want you to heal from this. And I want us to really focus on the healing from the trauma and not so much focusing on that trauma, but focusing on the journey you're on in healing from it. And that's what I find quite comforting, along with the artistry and the color of it all. I find that also within the story, the way colors are able to depict this story is also quite comforting and beautiful. And so yeah, I'm very excited to get to Volume 4. And next up, last but certainly not least, so in watching Lily Reed's Best Books of 2023, I discovered that this book might have already been released. I don't know. No clue. It still says pre-order on my Amazon, but Amazon's not the all-knowing of everything. So maybe it's released, maybe it's not. Either way, y'all are gonna get why I'm interested in this book. Cool? Great. Next up, I have Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl by Joya Goffney. This one is due to release June 13th. This follows the daughter of a preacher. First of all, her name's Monique, which, hi y'all, it's Clea Monique. Okay. Whatever, girl. But it says Monique is a preacher's daughter whose detests the impossible rules of her religion. Everyone expects her to wait until marriage, so she has no one to turn to when she discovers that she physically can't have sex. After 2 years of trying and failing, her boyfriend breaks up with her. To win him back, Monique teams up with a straight-laced church girl, Sasha, who is surprisingly knowledgeable about Monique's condition, as well as Reggie, the misunderstood bad boy who always makes a ruckus at church, and together they embark upon a top-secret search for the cure. I am so intrigued. This sounds so intriguing. Like, what? I want to know. First of all, how is Sasha knowledgeable about this? Okay, because, I've never heard of this. I want to know. I'm so curious. Also, she's on this journey to find the cure with these great people near her. Who needs to make their way back to an unforgiving, unnice ex when you seem to have two great people by your side and figuring this out? If you don't figure one of them out, if y'all don't find the cure together and figure that out, girl. Reggie, what do you have to tell us? Why are you a part of this journey? I have so many questions, and the only way I can find answers from this synopsis is to actually read the book. So I'm gonna read this book. And that is all 15 books that I am interested in reading in 2023. Now, of course, more books will be released that I will pick up when I see them in the bookstore. I genuinely don't want to anticipate very many books because I like the surprise and the shock of going to the bookstore and just finding a book. I like the surprise of it all. If you can't tell from the fact that I don't like reading synopsis, I kind of like the surprise that I find along the way in reading. That is one of my favorite parts about reading, is just like finding a great book, stumbling across it at the bookstore as I'm reading through stacks and stacks of books just like that. It brings me so much joy and comfort. Please comment down below what books you're looking forward to in 2023, and if there are any releases that I discussed that you are also anticipating, what else should I have my eyes out on? And if you don't have an answer to that, but you would still like to comment, go ahead and leave a book stack emoji, because we will be reading all them books this year, okay? If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed my face, my voice, my actionness, go ahead and press that like button down below and press the subscribe button and bell notification if you like to be notified when I upload. If you'd like to stay connected with me, as I would love to stay connected with you, I of course will have all my social media linked down below as well. And if you'd like to support this channel further, I will have my Amazon wish list linked down below. And I believe that is everything, although I am probably forgetting something because I always forget something. But bye, guys.